Good evening and welcome to this week's Lex Talk Track. Joining me as usual this week is hang on a minute, you're not James. Who's this chap? What's going on here? So we're not sure where James has gone, but in replacement of James this week, we have Brett, who's come in to talk to us about the Sci-Fi Ball and join us with some in-focus comments about Deep Space Nine, which I've been excited about talking about all week. So first of all, Brett, tell us, what's your name, where do you come from, who's your favourite character, what's your favourite series, and then we'll tell you why you're wrong.
My name's Brett Jones. I am the winner of the only TV Star Trek series that's ever been on BBC Two. My favourite character is Captain Kirk, and therefore my favourite series is Classic Trek.
Oh, you're half right, because yes, Captain Kirk is the best captain. The best series is TNG, though, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So quick hello. What ho, Vicky? How you doing? Gary, thank you so much for coming to my gig on Saturday. It was really nice of you to come and a pleasure to meet your sons. The gig went really well, by the way. They've asked us to play again at their bank holiday bash, so come along for that. What ho, Christoph? All hail, Brett.
Oh, good old Christoph. He's a good egg.
Hey, Linda, how you doing? Oh, Linda, I think we're coming on your virtual TrekCon in the US. What ho, Mark? How you doing? Oh, wow, I didn't realise you had a Danny Trejo picture on your profile. Oh, was he really scary in real life? Because he looks like he should be. He looks very happy there, but literally like he could kill you in a second. Cool. So, this week on Let's Talk Trek, we want to talk about Deep Space Nine, and we want to talk about the Sci-Fi Ball. Thoughts on Deep Space Nine for our lovely viewers? It's still, I think, a standalone Star Trek series that has something to offer that no other series ever offered and still doesn't now. But what was it? Was it the characters? Was it the writing? Was it a combination? Was it the extras? Was it the non-regular? Was it Garak? Was it the recurring faces rather than the series regulars that made the series for you? I want to know. Please ping in the comments. Say what was wonderful about it, and if you've got anything negative to say about it, then you're probably watching the wrong show. So have a little think about that while our good friend Brett tells us a little bit about what's happening in Southampton in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks. Sci-Fi Ball, we are slightly rebranding. We are now SFB Comic Con, but essentially it is the same Sci-Fi Ball we've always run. We've changed the name slightly just to appeal to the masses because they don't seem to understand what a convention is anymore, but they do understand the word Comic Con. And since it runs more or less the same sort of way, that was our thoughts behind it. It runs for 3 days, Friday through Sunday. On Friday the 17th to the 19th of February, it's running at the McDonald Botley Park Hotel in Southampton, and the whole event is in one floor on the hotel, which is amazing. There are 350 free parking spaces at the hotel, so they won't cost you to actually drive there and park. And the whole event is, of course, raising money for Teenage Cancer Trust.
Oh, yes. So just very quickly, I'll do my bit here. SFB Events is delighted to announce their guests and attractions for the 27th Comic Con, which takes place on February the 17th to the 19th, 2023 at the McDonald Botley Park Hotel, Southampton, to raise essential funds to help the amazing work of Teenage Cancer Trust. Their attractions include celebrity guest signers, traders, with a wide selection of geek merchandise, a retro video game area, and an epic cosplay competition.
Exactly so.
I believe day tickets are still available. I'm not sure what the ticket. I know day tickets are still available.
Yes, that's right. Day tickets are £10. That £10 will get you into the show itself to see the traders, any of the retro games, all of our props. And if you want to come and see the actual talks, then those tickets are £15.
Excellent. Okay. I mean, so I've never been to the Sci-Fi Ball. It's probably the most nagged at event I've never been to, where people have said to me, "You've got to come. Why haven't you come? You've got to come, Richard. Please come, Richard." And the reason I've never been is, as I understand it, the party kind of starts like in the evenings. Yeah, and I'm normally in bed by 10 o'clock, so it's I always kind of thought, well, there's not a huge thing. Oh, sorry, yes. don't forget the end. Yes, so the Enterprise Bridge, sadly, Gary won't be there, but the Riker's Beard Bridge will be there. So you can hop on the Riker's Beard Bridge. You can sit in Captain Dillon's chair and have your picture taken. Absolutely, and yes, the shuttlecraft will be there as well. So
and also full-size TARDIS, roving Daleks, and a reproduction of Eddie 209 from RoboCop.
a working Ed 209.
Clearly not working. That would be dangerous. It's been made safe.
It's been made so right. I've tried to add James to the screen, but it's not having it. So let's try again. Ah, there he is. What ho,
James?
Evening all. Sorry, having technical trouble here, but I've got there in the end.
It's fantastic to see you, James. We were just saying in focus this week we'd like to talk about Deep Space Nine.
Excellent.
And we would like to talk about the ball, which we've covered kind of briefly, some of the main attractions. I've never obviously been to the ball, and it's the most nagged at event. People have said to me, "Why haven't you been?" And I kind of what am I going to expect? What's going to happen while I'm at the ball? You know, I've seen the hotel has a lovely spa and gym, which is probably where I'll be for most of it. But apart from the spa and the gym, where am I going to be? What am I going to be doing? Who am I going to be seeing?
Well, the whole point of the actual show is interaction and talking. That's what we like to do. We have our own special brand of fun and silliness that just pervades the whole thing, because we don't take it seriously, because we like to make people have fun. That's what we do. On the Friday night, we have a version of Runaround, which you may remember is that 70s TV show which Mike Reed used to host. And
this is all fueled and powered by alcohol.
Well, fortunately, I don't run that way. Otherwise, it would be a complete mess.
Well, Richard, as you know, in the universe, everything is in perfect balance. So for every teetotaler like Brett, there's someone like me who drinks twice as much.
Thank goodness.
Very true. Very true.
That's how the universe works.
And on Sunday night, we're also bringing back Weakest Link, which we haven't run since about Ball 6.
Ooh.
Oh, the week. Who have you got doing the Anbot? Are you going to be the Anbot, are you?
Of course I am. I'm the host, Sunshine.
Do you have many quips ready?
I've done it before. I have rinsed people with my many quips.
Fantastic. I should look forward to that.
Yeah. So, we always run game shows during the evening, as well as the fancy dress and obviously the discos and the parties, which is what we do really well. I know you said you're not a fan of discos and late evenings, which is fine, but we have at least 3 bars where people can chat and enjoy themselves.
Oh no, I am a fan of them. It's just past 10 o'clock. I can't remember what happens. There's a video of me riding a bucking bronco holding a life-size cutout Commander Riker. I've got no memory of this whatsoever, but I looked like I was having a jolly good time.
That's
we
the
did it with
only thing
CGI.
that's important.
What ho cat? What species of cat is that?
Who? Me?
Yes, you've got a cat in the corner.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've got 2 huge Maine Coons here. One of them is here.
Hello, cat.
This is Magic. He's a half Bombay Maine Coon. And then the one you just saw on the floor is Freya, who's a full-size Maine Coon.
I have
You just have these.
I have a rescue cat who, well, apart from my waving cat, I have a rescue cat who this week turned 18 years old.
Marvellous.
She's a marvellous cat. And we wander off track frequently, but the funniest thing happened. So Mrs. Richard phoned the vet and said we would need some flea treatment, and the vet's receptionist said, "I see the cat is 18 now. How will she get to the vet?"
On the bus?
That's what Mrs. Richard said. Well, she's not going to get the bus, is she? Ride a bike. I'll bring her in. There we are. You think doctors' receptionists are bad? Here we are. Vet receptionist. New level.
Yeah, so Brett, have you chosen a spot for the shuttle to go?
Yes, we certainly have. We've measured it. It's going to go in the atrium. I'll send you a picture so you know exactly where it's going.
Oh, lovely, because I've spent most of this weekend trying to build the thing.
Yes, I saw the pictures.
Dragged her out of mothballs.
If anybody watching is going to be at the Sci-Fi Ball, when James and I arrive, any help unloading and assembling the set would be much appreciated, because it's quite. We're going to have to load up the other end first. Then we've got quite a long drive. By the time we get there, we're going to be a bit shattered. Would quite like just to sit there with gin and tonics and point. But if anyone could give us a hand unloading and assembling, we'd much appreciate it.
Yeah, and at least it's all on the ground floor, and you don't have to move it very far.
Hooray!
Now, one thing I'm confused about, though, James, is that you've put up the Riker's Beard space dock, but there's no
Yes.
storm. There's no storms forecast. Now, normally, as soon as that is erected, wind, rain, everything. Was it Storm Gertrude? I think was the last one we had to fight, wasn't it?
Well, literally every time I get the shuttle out of the hangar that it's stored in, and that's a pretty titanic job on its own, and I get it out into the open air, adverse weather rolls straight in and destroys any chance I have to work on it. So I have to start by building the shelter to put it in.
I
And
remember when
the last cover was shredded by a hurricane.
the last time I remember we had a hurricane, I was actually out painting the shuttle in the rain with an umbrella and a roller in a hurricane.
Ah, yes.
And I didn't even go to the ball. Everyone got to enjoy my... I think a couple of people even said the paintwork was tardy. And he said, well, Richard was holding an umbrella in a hurricane painting that. So, how dare you?
I remember we got distracted a lot because we were trying to build the thing on the drive at the front of my house, and people kept coming and asking us what it was, and therefore not letting us get on with building.
It was brilliant the way that we were building a shuttlecraft. And the way people were like double taking, like, no, it's a prop. We're not an actual shuttlecraft. We live in Canada. I mean,
It doesn't actually fly, no.
yet.
But we're working on that.
Yeah, we built a shuttle, golly, about 1998, and it was built over a Fiat 126 and actually drove.
Now that's fantastic. Whatever happened to it?
I think it's somewhere at Ploughman's Nursery down in Bournemouth still.
Well, it's just in the field.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Someone should go down and dig that out of mothballs. That'd be fun.
It was very epic. Even Brent Spiner rode in it.
We could mount mine on a trailer and we can have a race.
Yeah, I think ours might actually win because it's got an actual car inside it.
But
Depends what's towing my trailer, doesn't it?
our shuttle is unique. It's powered by trebuchet. So, depends how long the race is.
Yeah, but the landing's awfully hard.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good one.
I still think our idea of having a trebuchet competition where you see how far you can fire someone else's trebuchet with your trebuchet is a winner. That's a TV series.
But only one episode, probably.
I don't know.
Before
There's
the
different types of
HSE comes and
trebuchet.
shuts you down, yeah. I see Gary has noted, Gary, our friend, is coming to the ball for the first time. He's coming down Thursday night.
Yeah, he's a first timer. He's bought the premium gold captain admiral package, I believe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will enjoy all the bonus gifts for being a gold ticket holder, because we have a supply of special film promo goodies that we always give to our gold ticket holders, and every bag is different, and they all get their bags and they're like, oh, what have you got? What have you got? And then they end up sort of like doing these amazing swaps to get the best stuff.
Gary's a thoroughly nice chap, and as myself, he's a ball virgin. I've never done it, and Gary's never been.
It's
either.
magnificent things, like he made us these.
Yeah, Gary made us these.
Which does light up when it's charged. Very nifty little thing.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to spending some time. Gosh, we're 15 minutes in. We've not talked at all about what's in focus this week, and that's Deep Space Nine. In focus last week was TNG, and we kind of started off with saying, well, with TNG it's a bit different. TNG was quite easy. Like, what are you going to watch to get someone into TNG? If you've never seen TNG or what are you gonna? There's several standalone episodes that work quite well, but does that work with Deep Space Nine?
So in the first 3 series, because it's much more of a standalone show.
It is, but kind of similar to Voyager. I mean, are you really going to get someone into it on the first 3 series? It's a difficult one. It's a tricky one. If someone would say to me, "Should I watch Deep Space Nine?" the answer would be, of course, yes. Otherwise, you're insane. But where do I start to get me hooked on it? It would have to be from the beginning. I think for me,
I think that's right. I think you have to watch it in order.
I think you have to. I think it's like with Voyager. I wouldn't say that. Voyager, you can hop in season 3. That's fine. And you can get going with that. But I think Deep Space Nine is the one you have to really watch right from the beginning. I don't think there's any other way you can do it.
Well, it's like any show that you start with. You have to learn the characters and what they do and what their function is. And because Deep Space Nine was so different from what we were used to, it was on a space station where nobody was leaving. It was a whole different world, which, like any show, you have to sort of learn. Like when you start watching Game of Thrones, it took them a whole season to explain how the world worked.
Yeah, you had to. I think you had the lore of Star Trek kind of under your belt already if you were going to invest in Deep Space Nine, but I don't think you're quite. I think kind of what I wanted to see was more of the Federation, which obviously would probably quite expensive. That's why they decided to do it on a space station that was miles out from everywhere, so you could see glimpses. They're kind of they're striking feet into the new frontier next to the wormhole and everything.
But when you think about it, this was the first time they actually explored a religion and how it affected a population, because they'd introduced the Bajorans on Next Generation with Ensign Ro, and you suddenly got a character with a deeply based religion, and then you go and see Bajor and you understand that it's been taken over by Cardassians, and then you get this whole massive religion that they've introduced you to, which Trek had never ever covered before. Yeah,
they weren't. That was one thing Gene Roddenberry wouldn't allow. They had to wait until he had passed before they could touch on religion. Whether or not it was the right decision is up for debate. I think it was. I think back then, the Star Trek franchise handled all serious topics with amazing finesse. So I think they handled it very well. So I think it was the right move to do. And sociologically speaking, it was absolutely fantastic to see it done. I mean. And we got to see the wonderful, God, I've forgotten the actress's name now. It's not my tongue. The actress who played Kai Wynn, who passed.
Louise Fletcher.
Yeah, Louise Fletcher from from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, deliver master classes of acting, being the most sinister Star Trek villain we've had. I thought she was absolutely superb. She was just so hateable. You just couldn't help but despise her. She was great, and I think that's what makes Deep Space Nine. I genuinely, it wasn't the series regulars. It was your Golder Cutts. It was your Kai Wynns. It was your Garricks. These are the characters I genuinely think they're the ones that made Deep Space Nine. I think that's why the series was as popular as it was, because the lead characters could go missing quite happily.
I mean, let's face it. Nobody ever said, what did happen to Kai Opaka? She ended up in Adam's Family Values as a nursemaid. Miss Debbie.
I've not seen any Adam's Family stuff, but there's a new one on Netflix, I believe, that's meant to be.
Oh, that's Wednesday. Yeah, but I'm talking about the Raul Julia films in the late 90s.
Ah, yes, Raul Julia. I know him because he was in Street Fighter 2 as M. Bison.
That was his last film, poor soul.
Yes. He delivered one of the best lines ever. The lead character is delivering a monologue, and Raul Julia replies, "For you, it was a momentous day when Bison graced your life. For me, it was a Tuesday." Are we ready to play a game?
At the ball, Richard, are we going to play a game with these where you go around collecting DNA like you normally do?
Don't go shouting it out, otherwise people will be ready. They'll be on guard. Let's play a
other
game.
People's DNA.
It is, of course, time to play How High Are You? Brett, you look nervous. You've never played this game before. It's quite simple. In
This is
feet
going
and
to get
inches.
stolen
No,
for the ball. They will borrow this because it's an unassailably brilliant format.
we're going to have a slight variation on our normal How High Are You this week because we've run out of a lot of heights. So this week I'm going to give you an option. This is going to be harder than you think, okay? So I would like to know, between these three, Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and Jackie Chan, who is the tallest between Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and Jackie Chan? You have until the end of the music to put your guess in the comments.
Oh, can you just play that music again? I was really getting into that.
Don't worry, we'll hear it again soon.
It's funny. It does kind of, it does kind of get you going, doesn't it? Okay, so the question, the question we wanted to know was, who would win in a fight? No, who is the tallest between Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and Jackie Chan? So in the comments, if you haven't had a guess yet, please pop your guess in there.
We've got Chan, Chuck,
A lot of
Chan.
people going for Chuck. Yep. Okay. So our
Confusingly, someone
celebrity
says
panel,
Data.
our celebrity panel will help guide you here. So, James, who do you think is the tallest?
I'm going to go with Chan.
Jackie Chan. You're going for
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. Have you watched many Jackie Chan films?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yep. Okay. Right.
Given that he was only slightly taller than Jaden Smith in the Karate Kid remake,
Okay. Brett, who
Yeah,
would you
but it's
like to
all
go
done
for?
with mirrors.
definitely Chuck. He eats a lot of steak.
You're
He's
going
got
for
to be
Chuck.
the tallest.
Chuck. Well, if you've watched many Bruce Lee films, you're going to know that Chuck is probably taller than Bruce Lee. So I know the answer, so I can't guess. But let's have a look and see how everyone's voting. So Nadim, who's normally on the ball, is wrong. Linda is wrong. Chuck Norris doesn't do push. Oh, that's... Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of him.
Let's just do an hour of Chuck Norris facts.
Data, no. So it's become quite clear here. Yes, the answer is of course Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris at 5'10" is the tallest. Jackie Chan not far behind, 5'9". That's taller than I thought he was actually. And then Bruce Lee, who generally is the hardest of the three and would win in a fight, at just 5'8". So there we are.
But he's dead, though, isn't he?
Well, yes.
So he's not going to win any fights, is
Undead
he?
Bruce Lee would probably still win.
What, undead Bruce Lee or zombie Bruce Lee? Just
Undead. Zombie
Undead.
Bruce Lee would punch you and his fist would come off or something. There's a film in that though. I feel I could play him. I think I could. I'd be good at that. So there we are. That concludes this week's How High Are You?
splendid. Let's have the outro.
Really?
Yes, play it again.
Marvellous. So that concludes this week's How High Are You? I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed it. Now then, James, have you got a little something for us to look at in your collection this week?
My collection.
Yes.
This is
Oh, Mark, that's an original.
that's an original Malon freighter by the now defunct Eagle Moss Company.
Right, okay. So tell us a little bit about how you acquired that item.
No, let's not
Was it
look at
an
that.
option?
Let's have a look at these beautiful Riker's Beard Isolinian
Ooh,
chips.
very pretty.
Maybe I'll
So-
start flogging some of these off in the next couple of weeks to pay for some of the bits and
Are
pieces.
they
I've
the
got
only
built.
two colours available? Or oh wow, look at an orange as well.
Oh,
And green must be green.
oh, there we go. But hang on. Not just your standard Isolinia chip with a special logo, but look, the Isolinia chip with a corner missing. Ooh. So these are, of course, utterly priceless. Only a large volume that I may or may not have in my possession exist, and they don't do anything apart from look pretty. So yes, I have those, Richard. That's what I have today. Possibly available soon from all good Riker's Beard merchandising outlets.
You should make some slots to put them in so you could busily swap them around as you redo things.
Yes, I
The
do have
initial
some
things.
down there, but it would cause an avalanche in this room for me to retrieve it.
Oh.
They're jolly nice. Did you make those yourself?
No, I'm not that clever, Richard.
Did you have them commissioned?
I did pay someone else to make them.
You designed them, essentially. You did all the hard work, and then
Well,
someone else did
no. I asked someone else to design them, and then I asked someone else to make them. Look, I'm a project manager. I take other people's skills and abilities and convert them into a finished product.
What do you do when someone has no skills or abilities? Is it literally just that's me doing the heavy lifting? Yeah,
I don't know.
like, we need something heavy lifted. Could we take Richard in the van so he
Get
can...
them a job in local government? I don't know.
I'll be good at that. I could turn up at 10 and go home at 3.
Yes. Look. Look, there we are. A box full of Isolinia chips.
Nice,
Oh!
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
The Riker's Beard badges always used to sell quite well.
They did. Well, basically, we used those to offset the cost of all the
Yeah.
heavy equipment and timber and stuff I had to invest in to build shuttles and bridges and things.
I wonder if we could apply some sort of magnet to the back of the chips. We could turn them into badges.
Or we could put a little chip in there and they could actually do something. So you could use them as like a cash card.
Well, it'd be quite cheap to do an NFC tag on them. That'd be quite cool. Have an NFC tag and tag it onto your mobile. It could.
What do you think, Brett? We could go to the bar at the Botley Park Hotel and pay on an Isolinia chip.
That would be so much fun, wouldn't it? Because it's a cashless hotel, so that would work wonderful.
Yeah, so we just got to get a little
Do you
banking
know
chip
what?
of some kind.
That wouldn't be difficult for me. Leave it with me. I have an idea.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your gem. I think that's not a junk. That's a gem.
That was my gem for this week, with no prep time whatsoever.
Hang on. Okay.
Oh, hang on. It's so spontaneous. Right, ready?
Ready? Hang on. Remember, there's a second delay, James. So
Okay, ready?
no, I remember rehearsals. Okay. Ready? Oh, do you remember when you hit yourself in the head with Grange Hill? Happy days. Right,
It's true. I
moving
did
on.
this.
We don't have a choose your choose this week. I would like to talk a little bit more about Deep Space Nine if you guys are open to it too, because I think we've only kind of just scratched the surface of it. I feel we've only just scratched the surface of Deep Space Nine.
What's your favourite episode, Richard? Leave aside the question of where you would encourage someone to go in. You know, going back, if you had an episode you were going to pick, which one?
I think my favourite's definitely the one where Worf's fighting the Jem'Hadar in the death matches, and not because so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously I like the martial arts and everything. Not so much because it was an action-based episode, but I loved the reveal in that episode where you find out that Bashir's the Changeling. I think that's just that was an absolute jaw dropper towards the end. It was fantastic. So yeah. Did we rehearse this? Of course we did. What's your favourite episode, James?
I'd say Way of the Warrior. Two-parter. It's I think it's at the end of season 3, beginning of season 4, possibly end of season 4, beginning of
where
season
they
5.
get
It's where
to
Worf
see
turns
Kang.
up.
Sorry, with who?
It's where Worf turns up.
Isn't it the beginning of season 3?
I thought it was either the end of season 3 or the end of season 4, but
I think it's the end of season 3 or the beginning of season.
how long's Worf in it? 4 years?
Yeah. All right. End of season.
Yes.
End of season 4.
Yeah,
3,
so
sorry.
it's 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, and you have that enormous fight where what is it, like 150 Klingon ships turn up at Deep Space Nine, and on this occasion it actually is able to defend itself.
Oh yes, and all the little turrets pop up and start shooting. Yes, that
It
was
says
wonderful.
fire even-numbered torpedoes. Hooray!
So yes, looks like it was season 4. Daniel's confirmed.
Just
What should we
ask
do,
him what
Mr.
Reliance
Wolf?
prefix code is.
Sorry, Brett, what was that?
Just check with Daniel what Reliance prefix code is. I just need to know that he's remembered.
I can tell you.
Yeah, but it's important that Daniel knows.
Can you remember what
What's its PID number?
Captain Kirk's destruct code was?
000 destruct 0.
No.
That was the
Say
final
On A
code.
2B 3B
000.
000 destruct 0.
No. Destruct. That's how you-
Christopher Plummer's was to be or not to be.
Oh, do you remember when we got to meet?
He's right.
Yes, he is. Of course he is.
Do you remember when we got to interview? Gosh, I'm doing terrible with names tonight.
Give us a clue, Richard. I'll see if I can help.
We were at Folkestone. He's a very famous actor and gave us a lot of time. He was elderly.
Oh, David
gentleman.
Warner.
Yes, we got to interview David Warner, and he said that like as awful of it as it was being in a chair having the makeup put on, he got to sit next to Christopher Plummer for 2 hours whilst having that makeup put on. He said it was the most enchanting experience just talking to him for 2 hours whilst having this makeup put on. He didn't mind having it done at all. He said it was marvellous to speak. Can you imagine that? 2 hours in a chair next to Christopher Plummer. That'd be something special. That'd be amazing. This is very sad.
I always ask, why did Austria have a navy? Because, of course, he played Captain von Trapp of the Austrian Navy, and Austria is landlocked.
It's a small navy.
It's just 3 guys in a rowing boat.
Yeah.
Well, but I think there is a landlocked sea, and there's some very large lakes.
But if the lake is in your own territory, who are you fighting?
Rebels.
Chocolate rebels.
Yeah. The Lint Army.
Yes, David Warner was a tremendously nice chap.
He was. And again, we've drifted off from what we're in focus this week for. in focus, which is Deep Space Nine. So one of the things I really enjoyed about the season final of Deep Space Nine wasn't the writing, but it was the way that even before, it was a cop out, wasn't it? Really, it stunk. But the way that they spent a bit more money on doing the computer graphics for the final 2 episodes. And apparently they got that gratis. The special effects company souped them up because they just wanted to. They wanted to make it look better. Kind of as like an advert for how good... Because I've forgotten the name of the company now, but they pretty much exclusively were just doing the effects shots for Deep Space Nine when they went from the transition from video to computer-generated effects. So when Deep Space Nine was finishing, they kind of didn't have any work. So they souped up all the effects for the last couple of episodes. So kind of like a shop front, if you like. And I remember watching it with my brother, going, "Oh wow, they've really souped this up. It looks so much better than all the other episodes." And a few chaps online have been upscaling DS9 just themselves with the II equipment because it's not available. And
it looks superb. Doesn't
it looks superb.
Absolutely superb.
And the cutscenes they've done from the final 2 episodes, where they'd already souped up, the graphics just look, they just looks gorgeous. It really does. It looks absolutely fantastic. So, if you're listening, Paramount, if your microphones are working, your speakers are working, please get us DS9 in HD and Voyager in HD, please. We're kind of waiting here for it. We would love it, and would. And also if you could make Paramount Plus work in the UK, not say error loading all the time, and not give us everything 24 hours after the US has had it, because that's just, no one else does it. It just feels like you're kicking us in the balls. So,
well, Richard, to divert away from DS9 again, but it is very important, of course, and Brett can probably tell us the answer to this. The Friday of the Ball is, of course, the day that Picard Season 3 drops.
Indeed it is.
Is there going to be a way in which we can see it?
Well, we do have TVs plugged in all over the hotel, so with any luck.
Perhaps on a larger screen.
Shall I bring my projector, and we can have it on the Rikers Beard Bridge, and everyone can sit in the chairs and we can watch it from that.
We only have 3 chairs.
There's plenty of floor, presumably.
But we do have a talk on the visual effects from Wheel of Time. If you watched any of that.
Oh yeah. I've been reading the Wheel of Time since I was 12.
Oh,
I was
okay.
absolutely delighted when they made a TV series of it. I generally thought it was really did good homage to the books. I was really pleased with it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, we happen to have a visual effects expert coming along who did the building of the Tarvalon City, the White Tower, and all of the buildings that were created for that shot.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I'll be delighted to speak to them. That'd be fantastic.
You're speaking to them.
Oh, wow. So how did that creative process work then?
It took 3 months. And if you come along to the talk, I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, fantastic! I'm delighted. It's one of these things. When you delve into, I know we're a Star Trek show. I won't go too much about it. When you delve into fantasy, the benchmark's always Tolkien, because he did a lot of the drawings and stuff himself. So you had reference rather than just his words. But obviously with Wheel of Time, there's none of that. You have to take it all just from the words. So that must have been an incredible process.
Well, no, I mean we have a whole art department that does all the design. And
conceptual artists.
Yeah, and then we build it and rebuild it, and there are in fact 50,000 individual houses in that city.
Nice.
If you
One thing you don't know about Brett, Richard, is that stuff occasionally falls off desks into bins that accidentally ends up in Brett's possession.
No, that wouldn't happen, James. That would not happen.
No, of course it doesn't. I'm talking crazy talk, aren't I?
That's absolute fib.
Just like
but if it did happen, it would all get auctioned off for charity.
Just like something like this.
Money can't buy that. What on earth is that?
This is the folio edition book of the Anansi Boys, which is a show I worked on last year. It's a Neil Gaiman book, and this is the £85 folio edition.
Nice.
He's signed by Whoopi Goldberg.
Ooh.
And not just Whoopi Goldberg, it's also signed by Neil Gaiman, which is that one there.
Oh, look at that. That's got to be worth something to somebody.
And also all of the directors and producer that worked on the show.
Well, that truly is a money can't buy item.
It certainly is. So in future balls, that will go up as a money can't buy item, and you'll be able to win it for £1.
But if you only pay £1 for it, then you're a charlatan who shouldn't be supporting charities. More money for the charity.
Yes, exactly.
Question for Brett here. Will this year's ball have a live stream?
Yes, we are hoping to run that, so we'll release information about that soon.
Alan has asked us to be careful, which is generally just good advice, I feel.
Careful now.
Down with this sort of thing.
Alan Window bids 3,000 quatlus.
How much?
500 clappers for the newcomers.
How much is that in Barrowmans?
I don't know, but
You work it out. That's what, 150 Barrowmans.
I don't know. Brett, here's something that money can't buy. Here's John Barrowman presents Little John live at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yes. Money can't buy that.
And who would want to pay for it anyway?
Exactly.
What's it like having your work on GoldenEye seen by a new generation? Is Danny referring to the film or the game here?
The game.
The game. Okay. So, I obviously, being the age I am and being into computers, played the N64 one to death. But they recently re-released it on PlayStation.
That's right.
I've not played it myself. I've seen some clips of it. I do own it. I just haven't gotten around to having the time to play it. Did you work on that one or the N64 one or both?
No, I worked on the N64 version back in 1997. I have the royalties for that. Thanks, everybody.
Wow. So you're responsible for making Oddjob stupidly overpowered just by being short?
I am actually responsible for creating Oddjob full stop. Nobody asked me to do it. I just did it. I also created Mayday and Jaws and all of the Moonraker guards and all of the characters, in fact.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. So we don't have you to thank for reappearing in the wrong toilet.
That's nothing to do with me. That's you. That's you playing it.
That used to, honestly, if you appeared in the wrong toilet that someone had already left a mine in, you had the raving arse. Because everyone used to mine that toilet. Honestly, if you appeared in the wrong toilet, your mates would go, ha ha, you're in the wrong toilet. Blow you up.
Yeah, this year has been the 25th year since GoldenEye was released, so I've been involved in a lot of sort of celebrations and promotions.
It's a landmark game.
Did a talk at the GFX show down in London and also at the Cambridge Computer Museum this year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But the rules are no one's allowed to play as Oddjob, though. That's a standing rule. It's just...
I hold no grudges against that. I built him. I stand by him.
Yeah.
This is my assistant, Random Task. Show them what you do, Random Task. Oh, I wish they'd make more Austin Powers. They were brilliant.
I don't know. I think they're wearing a little bit thin. All right. The one with
Michael
Caine in with as
Third one.
the baddie was Gold Member. I mean, he was wearing a little bit thin there.
I love gold.
That's a keeper.
Dad, your spy car's a mini. Oh, brilliant.
So back to Deep Space Nine. We've gone a little bit off topic here. But
all the Julian Bashir secret agent episodes are brilliant, aren't they? Where he's sort of
that's
Bond.
precisely what I was about to allude to. I mean, we needed more of them, didn't we? We wanted more of them. I mean, I think I think that. I mean, and then bleeding that over to him working for Section 37 as well. We wanted more of them. I think they could have had more of them. That'd have been good. That'd have been. And there's talk of a section. Sorry, not Section 31, not 37. There's talk of a Section 31 series, I believe, with Michelle Yeoh, who was criminally underused in Discovery. Perhaps she had other shooting schedules. That's why. But yeah, there's been talk of that floating around for a while. Can you tell us something about that, James?
No, I can't really. I've heard no more than you. It's been in the ether for a long time. Michelle Yeoh, of course, is an incredibly in-demand actress. Did she get an Academy Award nomination the other day?
Yeah, she won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, she's just a talented everything. Literally, she can kick the shit out of you. She can sing. She can act. She can do everything. She's absolutely amazing.
Have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet? It is phenomenal.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm very much like. I'm a big Michelle Yeoh fan, but the current Mrs. Richards is not such a fan of such films. But I'm trying to get her to watch it with me. So
yeah, you need to clear 2.5 hours from your schedule. It is quite an investment.
But it's meant to be absolutely superb. It was originally written for Jackie Chan, and then he couldn't do it, so they cast Michelle Yeoh and then rewrote it for her, which the producers all put it down to that. That's why it's done so well. So I'm really excited about watching it.
Yes, but so at the moment we have Picard Season 3 about to come out. We've got Lower Decks and Prodigy in production. Discovery is still going.
No Section 31.
No sign of Section 31, but they may take the view that you can have too much Trek at once. So who knows?
Well,
they may be teeing that up for when, say, Discovery finishes.
Why don't they get rid of the crap Trek and have Section 31? That would be a better solution. I mean, are they making any of those all for Lower Decks still?
Lower Decks, I like Lower Decks.
I like Lower Decks.
I'm pleased you do. Are they still making it? Are they bothering with that? Or is everyone? Oh well.
I think Lower Decks is tremendous fun.
I'm pleased you enjoy it.
What it does is it takes the idea that you've got, say, the TNG crew who are incredibly professional, everybody is top of their game, and then goes, well, not everybody can be top of their game. There's going to be ships out there that are just full of utter slackers, sort of the Starfleet version of Red Dwarf, and that's what Lower Decks is.
Honestly, if you enjoy it, I'm pleased you enjoy it, and while you've got nothing to watch because Lower Decks is finished, you can enjoy Mrs. Brown's Boys.
What?
So,
did you see that short track about? Did you see the Strange New World short track about the idiot that invented the tribbles? And
yes, that's marvellous. Yeah,
was that Discovery?
Some of those short tracks have been absolutely brilliant. I've really enjoyed them. Really creative writing. Those have been superb. Is when they can cram so much in such a short track. It's a gift. It just is. They're just absolutely superb.
Yeah.
But yes, if you're missing Lower Decks, then and you want something of the similar caliber, you can watch Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Is it true you rang up the BBC and said, I was looking at the TV guide and it described this as a comedy?
Have I got the Choose Your Choose? Oh, I haven't. Oh, that's a shame.
What's that?
I've got. Do you remember the Choose Your Choose we did with Mrs. Brown's Boys?
Did we?
Talk. I'll see if I can find it.
Hang on. No, don't.
What do you mean, don't?
Just don't.
Is that the Wilhelm scream?
It is.
That's a classic.
Why don't we play this week's wish clip instead?
Yeah, if you like.
Let's do that. We've only got 10 minutes left.
Yep. Just a quick warning, though. Because it's the UK version of this clip, it may just suddenly stop, or it might not be available for 24 hours.
this is the part of the show where I've been on the internet and found some piece of naff clip to inflict upon you. And this week is a trailer that Paramount Plus is putting out to encourage us to watch their channel. And it's a sort of multi-dimensional, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey type one. Let's roll VT.
Wait 24 hours? We're going to wait 24 hours? No, we okay.
Meanwhile, on Paramount Mountain.
Okay, this mountain has 3 faces. The northern face, the southern face, and...
The Sylvester Stallone face. Of course.
Who's crazy enough to climb that?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Is that Dad? Yeah, he always does this.
I got goosies. Look at my legs.
Hey, that tickles. No, don't sneeze.
Dear God, no.
Keep it in there, big boy. Hold it in. Hold it.
Hold it.
Don't do it. Go!
Oh, he'll be all right. Maybe.
He's fine. He does this. This is normal.
I wonder if I need surgery.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
Now, presumably Paramount Plus won't hit us with a copyright strike for that because we've been promoting their channel for them.
Wasn't that Super Bowl?
Yes, that was the Super Bowl advert. Super Bowl apparently is a bit like rugby, but takes about 3 weeks to play.
So my disclaimer again, if you wish to watch Voyager or DS9 in the best possible quality, do watch it on Paramount Plus. It's a higher bit rate than the DVDs, and it really is the best way you can watch it. And to be fair, I've not had the loading problems and stuff for a couple of weeks now. It's been behaving itself quite well, so maybe get it working before you release it next time. But if you want to watch Star Trek in the best possible quality, that's the SD stuff, then yes, that's the way to do it.
That was Paramount Plus, obviously a bit Trek heavy there because of all the series represented, and I'm not sure what any of the others were. We had 2 Trek series there.
Well, Sylvester Stallone's there because of his brilliant Tulsa King, which is streaming at the moment, which is fantastic.
Was it not Cliffhanger, the 1994 cinematic treat?
I can't watch that. I'm so scared of heights. I put it on. Honestly, I can't. I get sweaty watching it.
Would you like to see my impression of him in Judge Dredd?
It's been a long time, but I feel it's time that we need to do this. I've missed it so much. I remember someone saying to me, "Why the dinosaur?" And I said, "Why not?" So it's quite simple. I'm going to play a video clip, and in the comments, if you could please pop down whether the person in the clip is going to get the question. Yay, I know, isn't it brilliant? Choose your back. You have to guess whether the person in the clip is going to get the answer right or they're going to get the answer wrong. Put your comment in the comments. You have until the end of the clip.
So what's your name and where do you come from?
Luke from Margate.
And what's best? Star Trek or Star Wars?
I actually prefer Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Right, let's just analyse what happened there then. So if you said wrong, you were right.
Yeah.
And if you said wrong,
you were right.
You were right.
If you said right, you were wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linda was right.
Was it getting so confused?
The important thing is a good time we had by
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I've missed Choose Your Choose. We need to, if you're going to the sci-fi ball and you're approached by James and I with a camera, then you will be appearing on the show in the next Choose Your Choose. Choose
Hang on,
wisely.
that would mean you're actually going to attend, though.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, awesome! You've never actually said that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he's breaking his cherry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
marvellous.
unloading the van and building the set.
Awesome sauce. Well,
And
that's
shuttles.
brilliant then. And just
Just
before
for a
we go,
change, I have
don't
money in
forget
the
to
bag.
check out sfbcomiccon.com.
sfbcomiccon.com. sfbcomiccon.com.
.org, .net, .biz,
No, .com. .com.
.sh.
Well, our hour is nearly spent. Please, if you're watching in the comments and you've enjoyed what you've seen, could you please hit the thumbs up, the heart emoji, the laughing emoji, a positive emoji, the emoji, something nice emoji. It helps with our things.
Some sort of weird internet thing.
I've had such a busy weekend. It's not this weekend, it's next weekend. Is that it?
That's right, 17th.
Yep. Yeah, not this
I hope
weekend.
so, because I've still got a lot of painting to do.
Yeah, so not this weekend, next weekend. I'm looking forward to going. I really am. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Brett. I'm looking forward to seeing the millions and millions of viewers of Let's Talk Trek that are going to be there. It's going to be great to see you.
No, Gary, it's not that soon.
10 days, Gary.
Hang on.
Unless all of us have got the date wrong.
Is there something else we're supposed to be doing in 5 days? I don't know.
Maybe Gary's coming to help us rebuild the shuttle. I don't know.
Maybe, I can't remember. If you can, that'd be lovely. Yes.
Oh,
yes, thank
Richard,
you
don't
so
forget, we're going to be doing our Police Squad style film.
Yes, so we've got several. Riker's Beard have got several things going on. We will be filming some Choose Your Chooses. Please take part in that. And if you see us running around with a steady cam with a Starship Enterprise affixed to the front of it, we're doing the opening scenes from Police Squad. So please just jump out of the way of it and look panicked as we come towards you. And if you're in the ladies' showers, apologies in advance, because that's... so it's, if there's a spa, I mean, you'd be rude not to.
Hang on.
So we're looking forward to seeing all of you at the Sci-Fi Ball. Looking forward to seeing you, Brett. Looking forward to seeing all of our millions and millions of viewers next week.
Both of them.
Thank you so much, everyone who's hit the laughing and caring emojis. It's nice to know that people care, isn't it? And don't forget, the Sci-Fi Ball day tickets are still available. For £10 gets you in for the day. You can drink as much as you can pay for. So...
But are other tickets still available, Brett, while we're on that subject?
Yes, they are from the sfbcomiccon.com website.
Splendid. And just one other point, probably worth mentioning. I know that the venue hotel, I think, is fully booked, but you've got another hotel just down the road.
Exactly. It's called the Meon Valley, which is 3 miles away. And we've got special rates of £65 for a single and £90 for a double, including breakfast, if you need to crash there.
Fantastic.
In terms of transport from that hotel to your hotel, we've got a big empty van. How many? There'd be no seat. There'd be no seat belts. Yeah, there'd be no seat belts or anything. But I mean, if there's enough of you, you could kind of prop each other up. We'll figure something out.
It would be entirely illegal, and I couldn't encourage it.
Really? Well, fair enough. Until next week, look after yourselves and each other.
Don't have nightmares.
Thanks. Good night.